Hello everybody, day 2 of Tour 2017 presented by Aon, and this is United's temporary home really for the next couple of weeks. The Drake Stadium at the magnificent facilities provided by the UCLA here in Los Angeles. 10 o'clock in the morning here, wherever you're watching, whatever time it is, you're very, very welcome. And for the next half an hour or so, we're going to see United being put through their paces. And once again, it's another glorious day, boiling hot already, 10 o'clock. Ideal for training?
It is. Ideal for watching training.
Yeah, but that's more like
it.
I wonder what you meant when you said, yeah, ideal. No.
But I saved myself.
Yeah.
But it is hot, Stu. You're right. It's not that easy, but you have to train a little bit earlier, like they're doing now. But you're in America in July, in LA, you know the weather is going to be like this. If you look at the weather forecast, it's going to be even hotter when the players play in Salt Lake. As I said, always easier to watch training this weather, get a bit of a tan than actually being part of that. So needed a good warm-up, but it's good to get through your paces earlier in the season as well, because the season's only around the corner.
Yeah. Only months till the Super Cup game and away we go. I mean, double sessions as well. That's pretty fierce, isn't it?
Oh, it is, particularly in weather like this. It is fierce. But it's needed, Stuart. If you want to be... The most important thing about any football team is to be fit. To be fit. And you can get fit quicker, I think, in weather like this than you can in anything else. Hard work all the same.
I know it's like cliches, you speak about fitness, but you actually need it so your quality can shine.
Yes.
And if you go through your paces much earlier during this pre-season and you're up to pace, and you have to be ready for the 8th of August when we play Madrid in Skopje, Macedonia.
What we did face a year ago in China was, yes, heat, but also great humidity. There's no humidity really here.
Skopje was in Macedonia?
Skopje is Macedonia.
I'm talking about China at the moment, but yeah, I did know Skopje was in Macedonia.
I know it is, I'm only kidding, man. The way you said that.
I don't think Stuart knew.
I did know. It's going to be about 40 degrees there as well. But
Lovely.
But the fact that there's no humidity helps, I think, everybody. It's not like it was stifling humidity in China a year ago.
Oh, China was worse than this, Stuart. I mean, there's a little breeze here that can help you.
Yeah.
In China, there was no breeze whatsoever. But it's hard work anyway for the players. To be fair, Stuart, if you want to be fit for the beginning of the season, you have to work hard. So important.
Let's get a little bit closer to the action now. Let's go down to pitch side. Dave Stowell's got a couple of legends with him. Dave.
Yeah, thanks very much indeed, Stu. Yeah, I'm just getting a lot of abuse from Messrs May and Robson here about the state of my head and how sunburnt it's going to be in a fortnight's time. So
no, we're not really. we were just saying, in a minute when we play snooker, he's going to be the pink.
He's gone from the pink to the white to the. You'll soon be red.
This is meant to be glamorous. This is meant, this is the abuse I have to put up with on a daily basis. Anyway, here we are, pitch side. The lads are about to go through their paces and. Apart from the state of my head, what are you looking forward to seeing out there on the pitch today?
It's always the same at the start of the season. It's nice to see all the boys back into training, and just build the fitness up for the start of the season again. It seems like 5 minutes, since you won the Europa Cup final. So it's great to see the boys back in training. The squad looks really strong, and I'm really pleased that we've got Lukaku, because obviously with Zlatan's injury and then Wayne leaving the club, we definitely needed a striker to back up Martial and Marcus, so it's nice to see him in the squad. But other than that, I think the squad looks good and it's fairly strong.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a lot of people talking about Romelu Lukaku now because of the unveiling and because of the transfer fee as well and the potential he has. But when you look at the squad as a whole now, as a group, how exciting is it ahead of the new season? Assuming no one else comes in, I'm saying. Now, obviously, we might see more players coming in. But looking at it now.
Well, I'll tell you what, myself and Dennis were talking about last night, and what you now see is a very big, powerful team. So many lads out there that are 6 foot plus. It's a big, powerful team, and I think we've lacked that. I think this season we'll be able to go out and boss teams. And as Robbo said, Lukaku is a great signing. He's a big, powerful lad. Watched him train yesterday. He looks sharp. He looks extremely fit. So
I think as a manager, Dave, I don't think you're sort of content with the squad that we've got. I think what we do look at is you know, I'm delighted that Michael's got another year, because I think Michael's got a lot to offer the club. But maybe he's another midfield player, and every time our club has had great success, we've always had 4 strikers. Now, as far as I'm concerned, we've got the 2 young boys, Rashford, Martial. Hopefully they improve and they dominate to where they want to be. We've brought Lukaku in. Maybe he's one more striker. That would be nice. And like for me, as like putting my management hat on, I would be really pleased if we got one more striker, one more midfield player, and keep everybody else. Like and then we've got a great squad.
Yeah, and when we talk back about Lukaku, Maisie, when you think about when you were playing as a centre half, whether you like to play against pace or against strength, he's got both, hasn't he? And various different centre halves will like playing perhaps against markers if they've got a bit of pace, but not against the physicality of Lukaku. Some will go the other way. I suppose it gives United options now with that physical presence again.
It gives us a great option. It gives us a great out ball as well. You know, if you need to knock it into the channels, I mean, we know that Paul Pogba's got an unbelievable range of passing. I think last year you tend to, not because of Zlatan's so much lack of pace, but I think what Lukaku will do is bring that little bit of. He can bully centre halves. You know that. He's a big, powerful lad. We've seen it many times. He bullied City home and away last season, and I think he'll do the same thing. But I think it gives us that little out ball that, you know, as soon as Paul puts his head down, Lukaku will be on his back and spinning centre halves. And that's a great.
You look at Everton, Barkley, and Lukaku. Barkley is quite a similar player to Pogba, and so for me, I'm quite excited about that partnership that Barkley would put Lukaku in, and that's where he got a lot of his goals from. Paul Pogba is exactly similar, if not even better than Barkley, and so Paul would be looking to put that ball in behind people, and you know, for me, that quite excites me as a football person. That I want to see what sort of relationship they get on a football pitch, because I think it looks good.
Because they've certainly got that relationship off the pitch, haven't they? When we look at other players in the squad, in particular, Robbo, your position, if you like, the middle of the park, where often, I suppose the cliche goes, games can be won or lost in there, can't they? We look at the options that United have in the midfield area, and you're talking about maybe one more coming in, but what kind of different qualities do you see in some of those midfield players?
Well, I think, you know, I've just said about Michael, I'm delighted that he's signed another year, because I think he's still got a lot to offer the club. His experience, know-how, where to be, around the dressing room. Michael's going to be invaluable, especially with Wayne leaving the club. But Anders, towards the last quarter of the season, I thought he took on the mantle, organising, getting people prepared and geeing people up. I think Anders looked really good in that role. You know, so I can see that the manager will be looking at him and giving him a lot of responsibility as far as organising everything. That's if we don't buy anybody else. You know, so like, it doesn't concern me too much, because I think the lads towards the end of the season who played in the centre and midfield, I thought did a terrific job for the club.
Yeah, we can see Ander Herrera and Juan Mata there, who obviously, we talk about the friendship between Pogba and Lukaku. There's a great friendship between the two Spaniards there as well. Mata with a great picture you may have seen on the official United Twitter feed yesterday, when he was trying on Romelu Lukaku's boots, and his feet were getting well and truly lost in those boots. One person we haven't talked an awful lot about in the last sort of 24 hours or so, because of the arrival of Lukaku, is of course someone in your position, Maisie, Victor Lindelof. I know you touched on him yesterday in the show a little bit, but it's all about defensive options as well, isn't it? Having a squad capable of attacking on all these different fronts this season, and obviously with Bailly coming in last summer and Lindelof now this summer, two new faces in there to shake things up at the back perhaps a little bit.
Yeah, of course. Robbo touched on it earlier on. You're having, you know, the options of 4 centre forwards if you can. I think the options of 4 centre halves. I spoke to Victor just as we were walking across there, and I said, how's things going? He went, yesterday was tough, you know, double session. But the main thing is getting fit and getting ready for the start of the season. But I think he's a great player to come in. He can play right back as well, which then frees up Valencia if he needs to push him on down the right. But he's a calming influence. I've seen many clips of him now, and he likes to come out with the ball. He's very comfortable on the ball, and listen, what you need is competition in a squad, and he's going to make sure that along with Eric and Phil Jones and Chris Smalling, Rojo when he comes back, that there's competition. You need competition in a squad, and the manager's doing that with Victor coming in.
Good bit of competition out there at the moment as well.
Flexibility, Dave, innit? I mean, you had to do it yourself. Yeah. You can play centre half, but you can go to right back. Mm-hmm. And when you've got a lot of players who can play centre half, play right back up, play as a central midfield player and a defensive midfield player, it gives the manager good options. So if you've got injuries or suspensions, then it covers you a lot. And that's how I see our lads now. Like Phil Jones can play right back, he can play defensive midfield, he can play centre half, and there's quite a lot of lads like that. Rojo, Daly, they can. The only one who probably can't play anywhere else other than centre half is Chris Smalling. So the options for the manager is really good. And that helps you when you're in all the competitions that we're in.
Yeah, the options will grow, as you say, when Marcos Rojo is back in the fold. I had a brief word with him when he was coming out here this morning, and seems to be in high spirits, obviously getting back to fitness and getting back towards the group, and a player who was well used and well loved by Jose Mourinho last season, so it would be good to have him back in the fold as well. Obviously the outfield players are doing their thing. The goalkeepers are also going through their paces as well at the moment, away to our left hand side, and the manager gave us an exclusive nod towards team news yesterday during the live show here on MUTV, telling us about his rotation for the goalkeepers, and the fact that Joel Pereira now is out here, of course, and is going to get game time in the first couple of games at the very least, if not a bit later on as well. Someone who he thinks highly of, signed a new deal, and he has said, Jose Mourinho has said, he will be Portugal's number one. That's a big statement, isn't it? Shows the faith he's got in him.
It's a huge statement, and coming from the manager, with all his experience and what Jose's won, to say that he'll become, Portugal's number one is a huge compliment, and it just goes to show that. The progression that he's made over the last couple of years. Yeah, he signed a new contract, which is great for the club. I think the only thing for Joel now is getting first team experience, get first team games. Whether he has to, go out on loan for a couple of months or whatever it is to get that experience, we never know. But I think Robert, I'm sure he'll agree that you need top keepers.
No, I tell you what, Dave. I think the manager's in a great position with the goalkeepers, because I have got to say, looking at it as a neutral, not as a Man United fan, I think we've got, in the world, I think we've got the best number one, the best number two, however you want to play them. Mm-hmm. I mean, Romero never made a mistake last year when he played in any of the games. David, we all know about, and he's got the relationship with the fans and what the fans think of him. But Romero never made any mistakes when he played in the games. And so for me, like I say, I think we've got the best number one, we've got the best number two. That's a great position to be in. So when you've got a young goalkeeper coming through who you want to have a little bit of patience with, and we're in a great position with the goalkeepers.
Certainly are. And as we step away from the goalkeeping at the moment, then, to concentrate back on the outfield players, there are all sorts of drills. I suppose one of the main challenges for managers and for coaches, the coaching staff here at United, who obviously back up Jose Mourinho with all the good work behind the scenes, one of the keys is to try and keep these sessions fresh, isn't it? Because instead of back in the day perhaps when there was a lot of running, now it's about keeping players fit but also intrigued by what you're doing, keeping their minds active as well as their bodies.
It's all about intensity, and players like intensity in the training, and that's what the lads that's what the lads were used to with Sir Alex. It was very short, not long times in training, but the intensity had to be really fierce. and that's what the lads have got since Jose's come in. He is one of those trainers who likes high intensity, and I think it showed in our performances, and that's why we won 3 trophies last year. And people shouldn't sort of dismiss that. I thought he did fantastic to come in, change us from that keep ball, which, you know, Louis van Gaal had a lot of success in his managerial career.
Here is the boss. Can we just say hello?
Jose. He had a lot of success in his career, but for me, when I trained with Sir Alex over the 15 years and all that sort of thing, it was always intensity, and it was a bit strange to go away from that, and I saw the lads go away from that, and I think it was strange for them. So they found that difficult. When Jose came in, he more or less went back to more or less the training that Sir Alex always had within the club. He implemented that. The players seemed to get back into it very quickly, and that's why we've won 2 competitions towards the end of the season, you know, because I think the players really started enjoying that intensity in the training again.
Sign of a top manager, he always knows when he's being talked about, doesn't he? Just came over there as we were just talking
around the edge.
It's just as well I wasn't criticising them, innit? I might have got a slap.
Yeah, it's good to watch these drills. Of course, we're here at training every day this week here on MUTV, bringing you live coverage of the sessions, with obviously Lindelof and Lukaku settling in and all the others getting back up to fitness ready for the new season. And it's interesting to see what the coaches do with the players, as we say, just to sort of keep them mentally ticking over. And also that drill we just saw there, with all the players having to finish at the end of doing various bits of jogging, bits of sidestepping, all that kind of stuff, because it's so important that everyone contributes goals-wise, isn't it, Maisie, this season coming?
I thought last year, it was last time, I think we scored 25, 26, was it last year? And then Matt is the next leading goal scorer for us with 10, 11. So it's that bridge that we have to form and make sure that the likes of Marcus and Martial, obviously Lukaku is going to be the main danger this season to get us goals. But yeah, it's that little carrot at the end, you know, that little finish, that little thing that just finishes off training. And as you see there, it's all with the ball, and that's the main thing.
They've got to step up to the mantle.
Yeah,
I tell you what, there's no danger about it. You can talk about young players as much as you want to, but I tell you what, somewhere along the line, when they get to a certain age, they've got to step up to the mantle and prove the manager that they should be in the team and they can score and they can deliver. And I think Marcus and Martial, the 2 of them are at that stage. Come on, let's see what you can really do. And if they step up to that mantle and they can score 15 to 20 goals each this season, which is what I'm expecting. Yeah. I'm expecting them 2 boys to score, as long as they stay away from injury, 15 to 20 goals. Now all of a sudden you're taking the pressure away from Mata, Mkhitaryan and Lukaku especially. You know, so that's what I want to see from the 2 young boys. I want to see them really step up to the mantle and prove themselves as Premiership players.
Yeah, it's a big tour for various players, young and old, including the youngsters who are on the trip, Scott McTominay and Demi Mitchell and Joel Pereira, as we've discussed as well. We'll be talking plenty more about them and the rest of the players, of course, during the course of this week of training, and indeed after the break, when we'll rejoin Stuart Gardner up top here in Los Angeles. See you shortly.
Welcome back to the UCLA in Los Angeles. It's the latest Manchester United training session. I've got Paddy and Bojan with me, but United are going to get company here very, very soon, because Real Madrid fly into Los Angeles today and they're going to be also training here at the UCLA, not obviously at the pitch where United are, not on the pitch next to it, but just beyond where you see the sort of tops of the tents. So it's only a couple of 100 yards between Manchester United and Real Madrid. The squad has been announced. Bale's in it, Morata's in it, somebody who's been mentioned with United throughout. No Ronaldo, because he had a rather extended season, but that's going to be interesting, having Real Madrid and United training about 200 metres from each other.
Are we covering their training sessions as well?
Well, we might send a spy.
Interesting to go and watch them, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
No, of course it will be, but I think we're going to get tired of Real Madrid. They're beside us here. We're going to play against them on this tour, and then the Super Cup as well. So.
Well, one of the young players who's going to want to play for United against Real Madrid, frankly anyone else, is Andreas Pereira, who was on loan at Granada last season. Here's his chance to impress the manager in pre-season. Just before we started training here today, Dave Stahl spoke to him.
Andy, good to see you. Welcome back to the club. You've been away, of course, on loan. So how was the experience last season for you?
It was a good experience. I learned a lot of things, so hopefully I can use them now here back at United.
And of course, being away in southern Spain, you're used to this kind of weather too.
Yeah, so I'm used to this weather. It's very hot, but yeah, it's still difficult to train in this hot weather. Yeah.
What's it like conditions-wise for you? I know it's good for fitness though, isn't it? Even though it's perhaps quite tough when it's this warm.
Yeah, it's very hot, so it's good to get some toughness now for the season. So we get used to it, and it's good to get training in this weather too. Yeah.
I know you enjoyed last season, but good to have that badge back on your chest, the Manchester United badge, and be back with the squad, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm very happy I'm back, and I can make part of this team, and I try to do my best to stay here and get an important role for next season, and to help my teammates and impress the manager.
What's it like when you've sort of been in the United ranks for a good while and then you head out on loan and you end up sort of watching from the outside, watching results, watching performances, and thinking about what you could add to the team?
Yeah, of course, I've been thinking all about that, but I was focused on when I was there to play well and learn a lot and improve, so I can come back more ready to play and to help my teammates over here.
And of course there were lots of opportunities for some of the youngsters at United last season, so that bodes well for you and for the other guys this time round.
Yeah, so it boosts my that I can trust as well, that the people here, they trust the young players, so I'm very happy for the young players here, and I want to make part of this team as well.
And just finally, I know you're excited generally to be here personally, but what do you think about the business done so far? Lindelof and Lukaku in the bag here at United, you must be pleased to see them.
Yeah, I'm very pleased to see them, and very happy that they're with us, and hopefully they can help us a lot this season and in the couple of years with us.
Great stuff. Enjoy today. Good luck in the heat.
Thank you.
Top man.
Good luck to Andreas Pereira. Swimming pool weather here in LA. What goes on tour later on MUTV? Bye for now. Hello everybody, day 2 of Tour 2017 presented by Aon, and this is United's temporary home really for the next couple of weeks. The Drake Stadium at the magnificent facilities provided by the UCLA here in Los Angeles. 10 o'clock in the morning here, wherever you're watching, whatever time it is, you're very, very welcome. And for the next half an hour or so, we're going to see United being put through their paces. And once again, it's another glorious day, boiling hot already, 10 o'clock. Ideal for training?
It is. Ideal for watching training.
Yeah, but that's more like
it.
I wonder what you meant when you said, yeah, ideal. No, not.
But I saved myself.
Yeah.
But it is hot, Stu. You're right. It's not that easy, but you have to train a little bit earlier, like they're doing now. But you're in America in July, in LA, you know the weather is going to be like this. If you look at the weather forecast, it's going to be even hotter when the players play in Salt Lake. As I said, always easier to watch training this weather, get a bit of a tan than actually being part of that. So needed a good warm-up, but it's good to get through your paces earlier in the season as well, because the season's only around the corner.
Yeah. Only months till the Super Cup game, and away we go. I mean, double sessions as well. That's pretty fierce, isn't it?
Oh, it is, particularly in weather like this. It is fierce. But But it's needed, Stuart. If you want to be, the most important thing about any football team is to be fit. To be fit, and you can get fit quicker, I think, in weather like this than you can in anything else. Hard work all the
I
time.
know it's like cliches, you speak about fitness, but you actually need it so your quality can shine.
Yes.
And if you go through your paces much earlier during this pre-season and you're up to pace, and you have to be ready for the 8th of August when we play Madrid in Skopje, Macedonia.
What we did face a year ago in China was, yes, heat, but also great humidity. There's no humidity really here.
Skopje was in Macedonia?
Skopje is Macedonia.
I'm talking about China at the moment, but yeah, I did know Skopje was in Macedonia.
I know it is, I'm only kidding, man. The way you said that.
I don't think Stuart knew.
I did know. It's gonna be about 40 degrees there as well, but
Lovely.
But the fact that there's no humidity helps, I think, everybody. It's not like it was stifling humidity in China a year ago.
Oh, China was worse than this, Stuart. I mean, there's a little breeze here that can help you.
Yeah.
In China, there was no breeze whatsoever. But it's hard work anyway for the players. To be fair, Stuart, if you want to be fit for the beginning of the season, you have to work hard. It's so important.
Let's get a little bit closer to the action now. Let's go down to pitch side. Dave Stowell's got a couple of legends with him. Dave.
Yeah, thanks very much indeed, Stu. Yeah, I'm just getting a lot of abuse from Messrs May and Robson here about the state of my head and how sunburnt it's going to be in a fortnight's time. So
No, we're not really. We're just saying, in a minute when we play snooker, he's going to be the pink.
He's gone from the pink to the white to the. You'll soon be red.
this is meant to be glamorous. This is meant, this is the abuse I have to put up with on a daily basis. Anyway, here we are, pitch side. The lads are about to go through their paces, and apart from the state of my head, what are you looking forward to seeing out there on the pitch today?
It's always the same at the start of the season. It's nice to see all the boys back into training, and just build the fitness up for the start of the season again. It seems like 5 minutes, since you won the Europa Cup final. So it's great to see the boys back in training. The squad looks really strong, and I'm really pleased that we've got Lukaku, because obviously with Zlatan's injury and then Wayne leaving the club, we definitely needed a striker to back up Martial and Marcus. So it's nice to see him in the squad. But other than that, I think the squad looks good and it's fairly strong.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a lot of people talking about Romelu Lukaku now because of the unveiling and because of the transfer fee as well, and the potential he has. But when you look at the squad as a whole now, as a group, how exciting is it ahead of the new season? Assuming no one else comes in, I'm saying. Obviously, we might